Welcome to Birmingham General Cemetery, a Grade 2 star listed cemetery located in Birmingham's historic jewellery quarter. Known now as Key Hill, it was opened in 1836 by a group of non-conformist businessmen, that is, those who are not members of the Anglican faith. It was Birmingham's first non-denominational cemetery, the object being to provide a burial ground which would be open to those of all religions and faiths or none. Key Hill holds a range of intriguing catacombs and a wealth of funerary monuments, on which are recorded many of Birmingham's famous and influential residents. With stories as diverse as that of Shakespearean actors, Victorian poets, industrialists, politicians, radical preachers, the first female journalist, and the inventor of egg-free custard. Many of these residents were essential in the establishment of George Dawson's Civic Gospel, the ethos of which was an ambitiously inclusive culture where everything should be for everybody. This movement helped the people of Birmingham create a reputation as a trailblazing modern city. In partnership with the Everything to Everybody project, we would like to tell you more about these Victorian do-gooders.
George Dawson, buried here in Section O of Key Hill Cemetery, was a non-conformist preacher, lecturer and political activist. Born in London on the 24th February 1821, he moved to Birmingham when he was 23 to become a minister at the Mount Zion Baptist Chapel. When he began to welcome all comers to the Baptist Church, he moved to a church built by his supporters named the Church of the Saviour. He preached to his congregation on the Christian Gospel, as well as poetry, Darwinism and Islam. Dawson believed in an ethos that became known as the Civic Gospel. He believed that the time had come to give everything to everybody, referring to his idea that instead of just providing baths, washhouses, prisons and asylums, a city should also have parks, art galleries, libraries and schools. In 1864, for the tercentenary of Shakespeare's birth, Dawson and Birmingham decided to honour the occasion by creating the world's first public Shakespeare library for every citizen of Birmingham to access. For if the gentle poet could himself appear amongst them, that he would wish for no nobler monument than that of being enshrined in the memories and hearts of hard-working men in this town, and the feeling that the conceptions of his mind and his noble expressions were clearing and illuminating the path of the hard-working artisan, that the leaves of his divine works were being turned over by the hardy hands of our own forgemen. On the 30th November 1876, at the age of 55, George Dawson died suddenly at his home in King's Norton. It is claimed that persons of Birmingham mourned the loss of Dawson as if they had lost a brother. A monument was erected above his grave 31 years after his death, which reads, "Coming to Birmingham in 1844, he became a great power for good in all questions affecting the religious, political, municipal and educational events of the town of his adoption. In religion, his teaching was free from the limitations of creed and full of reverence for all forms of sincere faith, being inspired by a firm belief in the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man. In politics, he was a fearless but wide reformer, ever insisting on the equal claims of duty and right." Over 150 years ago, George Dawson inspired the people of Birmingham through the teachings of the Civic Gospel, which itself was inspired by the writings of Shakespeare. The Everything to Everybody project will reintroduce the same ethos and open up Birmingham's Shakespeare Memorial Library to the people of Birmingham once more. I hope you have enjoyed this brief insight into the people buried here in Key Hill Cemetery. If you'd like to learn more about the people buried within Key Hill or Warstone Lane cemeteries, or if you want to find out more about the Everything to Everybody project, you can go to links in this video's description. If you'd like to help us to continue with our work, you can donate to the Jewellery Quarter Research Trust's GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and all the proceeds will go towards the production of more virtual tours.